Right, we're going to have a go at making... Oh, I better turn my screen round on my camera. Going to have a go at making one of these. I'm going to try and do pretty much the same one. But now, today, I got some black hdpe, so we're going to use that. And this is for a Mora Classic. I did get some other stuff as well. I managed to get some grey stuff, or silverish. They're about the same thickness. What they was from, this is from a hydraulic oil can, and so was the silver ones. Then I got this stuff. Now this is much thicker. And this had, I think this had engine oil in it, but it was one of those massive, like 25 litre square barrel kind of things. Well, like a can, but big, you know, as high, the height of your knee, and as, I don't know, like wider than that, if you know what I mean, like a sweet kind of tin. But it was a massive, great 25 litre drum, and that sounds thicker, but the only thing is, obviously, is red. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. You only need a few things, really. I'm just going to zoom the camera out a little bit. So the way I'm going to do this is with a bit of leather, 2 bits of wood. So first of all, I don't want to use all of this. It just seems a waste. Just try to, I don't want to bend this over too much, I just want to kind of find out roughly where, so about there. That should be enough. Just about. Oh, I haven't done that too small. And if I have, we'll have to do it again. Thing is, the smaller you do it, you need to be careful. The bigger you do it, you just trim off all the excess. But if you don't want to keep wasting it, because once you cut it off, you'll end up with little thin strips, what ain't going to be much good for nothing. Like this, for example. That was cut off of another one, but then that's just 2 bits. Well, ain't much good for nothing. The first thing is heat this up. Got to be quite quick on this bit now. And this stuff is red hot as well. I want to put a bit of wood each side of the blade and clamp it down good. And then one bit in front of the handle there. I'll leave that for a minute. I'll take this off now. It's been about 5 minutes. Don't look much at the minute, but you should be able to get that alright. I suppose what I could do, so I could trace this one, but I'll show you how I'd do it without that, because if you're making one, you're not going to have one of them, are you? So what I do now, to take this out, hold it on there like that, and then just mark it with a pencil. You want to be quite wide on it because you've got to get rivets in there. I'll just see if it is about the same. Don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. Yeah, just about. I'm not sure if I'd actually got this hot enough, but what we might be able to do is do this, put the rivets in, heat it up again a little bit more, and then do it again. Now you don't necessarily need to cut this now, you could put the rivets in first, but it all depends if your rivet gun or whatever you're going to do it is going to be out of reach. And mine, on some bits it will, some bits it won't, so I'll probably have to cut it anyway. So I'm just going to cut it roughly. Well, this stuff's definitely thicker. Much harder to cut. what I'm going to use for this one, I've got some small rivets in here. You don't need the big rivet holes on this one. What I'm just doing, I'm just holding it with my thumb. Right, so if I put a rivet there, that seems a good place to put one there. I've got a feeling what we might do is do this, put the rivets in, and then heat this up again and mould it a bit more. So you put the back side in, get your other bit, put it on top. Now these ones are, I think they're flat on the bottom, round on top. So that's the rivets done. Now what I might do is a little bit more shaping. That feels like that could do with a little bit more. I get that round that handle good this time. Right, that's better. Probably do a few more clamps really, another one up here. I'll leave that for a minute. Right, we'll have a look at that and see. What we might have to do is put a rivet there or heat that bit up a little bit more to keep that tight. Just going to shape this a little bit with a knife. Leave that bit open on the end for a drain hole. Just needs a little bit more tightening, like I said, just around here. I might do that in a minute, get it right, and what we'll do tomorrow is we'll figure out a way to put a belt loop on it. Thing is, when you're doing it like this, if I'd have put the belt loop on in the first place, or had a flap, it may have just ended up going all over the place with the heating. But we'll be able to figure something out for this. Going to trim off any little sharp corners. Well, basically that is a way to make a hdpe sheath for a Mora Classic. That's the original old sheath. All we've got to do now, on the next video I'll put a belt loop on it, and I might still do a bit more shaping, or maybe just put a couple of rivets here and there, maybe one here, maybe just one there. That'd keep it in there. Well, so I've just done a final bit of shaping by heating it up, and I just took a bit of leather, wrapped it around like this, and then kind of just held it in place, because you see hdpe seems to cool down very quickly, so you can actually do it by your hand like that, and you've got to hold it for a few minutes, let it go, and it sets. So all I've really got to do now is, it's got a lot of like sticky stuff on here, and that was from where the label was. I'm going to try and get that off, and then tomorrow or whenever we'll try and put a belt loop on it. But that's a nice quick way, or semi-quick and easy way of making a hdpe knife sheath. And now I've done this, you can see that that's much better in there. I've moulded it around the finger guard. Like I said, that was the original sheath, and to be honest, when you look at it, this plastic I've used isn't much thinner at all, especially when you look on the sides there. That's pretty thin stuff. It could be hdpe itself. So anyway, there you go. That's what you can do with hdpe. I'll clear that up, clean that up, and we'll come back to that tomorrow, do a bit more. Cheers for watching, we'll see you later.